Hello, Chulai.
Hello, Ian. How are you? Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year. Here we are,
Here we are.
2024. Wow.
OMG. Oh God, it's so scary, don't you think?
It always is, isn't it? The start of a new year. But yet it's a day, January the 1st is a day that comes like any other day,
Yes.
doesn't it? Even Christmas Day comes as
Funny
any other
that,
day, but
right? Exactly.
we spend months, don't we?
Mm.
Thinking, where's Granny going to sleep when she comes to visit for Christmas? Oh, it's is Uncle Bill and Auntie Sue going to get on okay? They haven't seen each other since last Christmas. You know what happened last time? We it's all about one day, but even
Yeah.
Christmas Day
Yeah.
comes as a day like any other. And I know, from your background, it
Yeah.
was a normal working day, wasn't it, to you, coming from from Turkey, from
It
that
was. It
background? It's
was. And I mean, of course, that's long gone. I've lived here
yes,
more
yeah.
of my life now
You've done
than I
more
did in
here than
Turkey.
there.
But
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
it's a different. It's still a day, and a time is a man-made concept as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I guess we talked about it before. The uncertainty of it, it kind of gives us something to work towards, some sort of
Mm,
certainty,
yeah.
some sort of purpose.
Mm.
In a way, focuses the mind. Otherwise, you could just go all over the place. So, I guess
That's
it's
right.
a good
And
thing. Yeah.
it is a good thing, and it is good to celebrate and whatever.
Mm,
And New Year, that there should be dates of the year. It's like your birthday. You do something.
mm.
Everybody's birthday is just a day like any other, but it's
Yes, that's
special
true.
to you, and it's it should be there should be occasions that are
Mm,
marked out as special. So I mean, I love Christmas, I love New Year, I like the whole idea of it and stuff. And I like birthday. I enjoy my birthday as well, not in a
mm.
big way, in a simple way, but it's a date to look. It's something to look forward to.
Yes.
I used to be, as a child, would be looking forward to Christmas, perhaps start of October. I would be thinking, the shops getting busier now. There's you start seeing Christmas things in the shops. You know, I'm on a mission to Christmas now. I'm looking forward to it now, and I think it's good to have
Mm,
something to look forward to, and that's something. Perhaps as we reflect on the new year,
hmm.
I'm going to be thinking or looking for more opportunities to have things to look forward to, even if it's only, you know, this coming weekend, me and the family are going to go out, for a walk in a town we've never been before. And we're going to go and have a meal,
Mm.
in a place we've never been before.
Yes.
That's something to look forward to.
It
So
is
just
something to look
little
forward to.
things to
But
look forward to.
like we said, that creates a great focus to the mind. But at the same time, let's not just run ahead of ourselves so much. We constantly look forward to something and expect
Okay.
things to happen, things to change when something else happens.
Oh,
But just
indeed.
be
Yeah.
focused on the present and what we're creating now. And
Yeah. That's the
there's a
thing. We
fine
can't.
balance
Yeah.
in between, isn't there? So
That
yeah.
there is, yeah. We can't always be living in the future. What's the next thing? What's
Mm.
the next thing? It's like, you finish a project at work or whatever. Well, straight on to the next one.
Yeah.
Done. Straight on to the next one. Done. Straight on to yeah. That's that's no way to live. That
Mm.
reflection time, that stand back and admire, and that we need satisfaction from a job well done and things like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
celebration,
Yeah,
celebration, and
celebration indeed.
it's the time of of the year that we set goals. Maybe we set it a couple of weeks ago, whatever,
Yeah.
reflection, setting goals, finding
Hmm.
words, and all of that sort of stuff. And I think we talked about this time last year, but I think it's an important point to bring back.
We have to
Um,
keep doing it each year as it happens. We've
yeah, and
talked
I
before
guess
about
I
repetition.
gain new perspectives, you gain different experiences, you can bring some different perspectives as well. I think
That's
it's
right.
this was a topic that we spoke about last year, new year, new goals, still the old you, right? And the
Yes,
same
yeah,
this year we're talking about the patterns that repeat
right. Yeah.
and how do they serve us, how have they served us, and perhaps what are the patterns that are no longer serving us that we can maybe
Mm,
gently let go. you know
yeah. Yeah.
we in the last episode we spoke about letting go of watching the news, for example, or letting go of the things that keeps our mind in darker places.
Yes. Yeah.
So what else can we let go in terms of setting goals? And let's just revisit this. We set goals, I'm going to get
Uh,
there in this time, whatever.
yeah.
But the trouble with that, and it's good that we set goals, but the trouble with that is that we set the goal from the
Yeah.
point that we are in right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
and
Good thought.
why is that a trouble? Because if we've already created what we wanted to create, we've if we already had everything
Yes.
in place, we
Yes.
would have already created it, because where we are now is created by what we have been thinking, all the things that we have been doing and whatever. So when we create a goal, we need to make sure that our current mind is
Yeah.
is is engaged with it, is believes it deep down. Subconsciously we believe that this goal is achievable. We can
Mm.
set really big goals, but
Yes.
there's has to be a part of you that believes that is achievable, because if it doesn't,
Yeah. Yeah.
what happens that you create the inner resistance, subconscious resistance towards it without even you realizing,
Wow.
and your
Okay.
old pattern starts to come up, and then there's no way you're going to achieve the goal, because you already believe that you're not going to achieve it, and then you're going to
Mm.
find evidence to
Yeah.
validate that. Simple as
I
that. So,
I can think of an example of that now. So
oh yeah,
if I
go
sit
for
here
it.
today and say I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm going to start that next week because I haven't been to a gym for the last 10 years, so I'm just going to start it because it's well, actually, this I'm going to start. No, not this week because we've just had Christmas and New Year. I'll give myself a week. I'll get start next week. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
3 days a week. No, that's fine. I'm sitting here having a nice chat with you today. We've just been through the festive season, all the rest of it, feeling pretty good, feeling pretty positive. But I know, and this is it. I know straight away I'm not going to stick to that because
yeah.
I'm not sitting here committed to that. It's comfortable. I'm sitting here in a comfortable studio chatting to you. That's fine. I can talk about going to the gym 3 times a week. And in my head, that sounds like a brilliant idea. And the human logic of that is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's going to do wonders for me. I know it is. But actually putting the commitment, the time, and making it happen, I
Mm.
know today I can tell you it's not going to work for me. So I'm
And the
not
fact
going
that you haven't gone to the gym for 10 years in itself is a big obvious thing that you're not
yeah.
going to do that next week either.
That's right. Now, I do like exercise. I like dog walking, as I've said many times. I like going. I need to do more cycling and think that's something I enjoy. I should do a bit more this year, I think. Now, so I am telling myself that. I'm telling myself I really need to get out on the bike more this year, and I think I can do that because
Mm.
that's just an extension of dog
That's
walking. It's yeah. Go on.
that's an interesting thing.
All
I
right.
need to do, I should do. There's still a
Uh-huh.
part of you is seeing this
Yeah.
as a chore. You should do what you
Okay.
want. It's what's really, you should do what you want. You need to do it, but you can't be bothered.
Yes. Okay. Well, an example of that is I should tidy the garage. I should sort the garden out.
Yeah.
There's chorey jobs that I could do. Like I think when I say I should get out on my bike, I think what I'm really saying is I do want to do it more, and I need to try and make sure that
Mm,
I do put some more time and energy into doing that thing which I want to do because
mm.
I know it's something I enjoy and I want to do.
Let's phrase it with the
All
right
right.
word, so you will
Right.
do it. So
Yeah.
where is that coming from? You can start to think about, why do you want to get on your bike? Because it's good for you, whatever. So what? Walking is good for you too.
It is, yeah. Well, I think I'm thinking back to my childhood. I was always on my, but the thing that I
Mm,
enjoyed most was, the thing that I could never live without as a child was a bicycle
mm.
because
How
I just
about, okay,
go on.
so
Yeah.
now we establish why you want to do it. Why
Right.
you want to do it, because you enjoy doing that. So
Yes.
all of a sudden, it's not a need, it's a
No.
enjoyment for you. And perhaps, it, let's think about it in this way, that I, I enjoy going on my bike, and I want to incorporate that into my day a lot more. I am going to incorporate that in my day a lot more, because it's easy to ride my bike as well as walking. Dog can run with me, and my days will look easier and better when I'm riding my bike. I can see a lot more things. You can now, so
Now I've got a good reason for doing it.
but
Yeah.
now you have a way of doing it as well. People, as we said before, remember this. We start with what we need to do.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
said you said I need to ride my bike, but why?
Mm. Well,
You
yeah.
know? But instead, if you said, I'm going to start to ride my bike because I enjoy doing that, because it gives me this, it gives me that. You start with the why, and the outcome. Maybe I can ride my bike 3 times a week because it's a nice change from walking. Do you see how easy, how
Yeah,
less resistance, and how,
indeed.
and also because you just you created a way of being. You can
Yes.
be joyful when you're riding your bike rather than
Yes.
it's being a chore and it being a difficult thing for you. So this is what we do when we set goals to ourselves. I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this. Well, the fact that you haven't done it so far means that you probably are not going to do it again
Mm.
until
Uh-huh.
you decide
Yeah.
what are the ways of being for you to be able to do that. And it may not be that we don't write the way of doing things, we write the way of being. So
That's really good. Yeah. What is the way I need to be
be,
to,
here's an example. You can
yeah.
say, I will go to the gym 3 times a
Mm.
week. That's a
Yeah.
doing thing.
Yep.
And being way is that I'm the kind of person who will move her body no matter what the weather is, because I know that that's good for me.
Mm.
So moving your body doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. You can go up and down the stairs. You can walk around the
Yes.
house. You can get on your bike. You can do in many ways. When there is no restriction, you can still achieve your goals, stay integral to your
Yeah.
word, but also achieve the outcome that you want. So we put restrictions onto the outcomes that we want to achieve. Well, when we do that, we stop the possibilities that are available to us coming. We stop receiving what's possible.
Right. Okay. I think I get that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit,
Yeah,
but
the receiving thing is a whole new subject. Maybe we talk about another day, but
yeah.
essentially you're blocking the abundance that we talked about in the last couple of episodes that are already available to you. You're limiting, I must receive it in this way. I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to lose weight,
Yes, I must
and I'm going to do
receive
it
my
in this way.
exercise and benefit by going to the gym. And
Yeah,
actually, I might quite like to go swimming one day, or I might
yeah.
like to go for an
Yeah,
extra walk or a jog or a run, So, yeah.
yeah. So there are other ways to receive that
Yes.
benefit, but you're closing
Yeah.
yourself
You're
to
closing.
receiving
Yes.
that,
Restricting. Yes. Understand.
restricting with the limitation that you're putting on. And
Mm.
if you weren't the kind of person who went to the gym in the last 10 years, then you're not going to be suddenly become the person who goes to the gym 3 times a
Exactly.
week
Yes.
next week because you said you were going to do that.
That's
Yeah,
right, because it's the start of the year and I said so. Yeah, that's
yeah,
not going to
that's
cut
right.
it. That's not going to work. No.
So the old patterns just keep coming up, regardless of what the new thing is. So when we set a new goal, when we face a new challenge, the old patterns come up, and old patterns may be that you withdraw from the rest of the world and you just go quiet. It could be that you procrastinate and you do not everything else but what you need to do. You avoid the task or whatever it might be. The old patterns that hasn't served you because you haven't achieved the goal that you've always wanted is still coming up. But then, of course, there are patterns in ourselves that has served us as well. What else? Maybe we focus our attention on those patterns as well. What is in our identity? What is in your core being that is good that
Like it.
you
Yeah.
can actually give to this world? You can benefit
Mm.
from the fact that maybe you are resilient, the fact that maybe you are the kind of person who achieve whatever she or he sets her mind to, and
So,
you know
so what you're doing here, you're looking at stuff within the very core of yourself, within your
yes,
soul, if you want to use that expression, or
yeah,
within the bit that makes you you. You're
yeah,
looking for the qualities so that you're kind of naturally bringing about yourself into a situation or into a task or into the world, just
mm-hmm.
into the world, or bringing something to other people, maybe.
Yeah, and I will say this. This is so good. I've started this Deepak Chopra 21 day to abundance meditation. I've done it several times before, and every
Yes.
either end or beginning of the year I do this.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what
yes,
this is, so yeah.
but Deepak Chopra is like a very spiritual kind of Indian spiritual guide. He is a physician, in fact. He's an endocrinist, and
Okay.
endocrines or whatever. But he's a
Right.
physician. He's studied several medical sciences, but he's
Okay.
also a very spiritual person, and he's
Right.
done this spiritual meditation thing. We can add it to the show notes if people want to go and check it out.
Okay.
Um, 21 days to abundance meditation. Every day you do a 15-minute meditation about and contemplation on the abundance, how abundance can arrive or you can receive it, whatever. One of the days, I think yesterday, was about a mantra that you say to yourself, everything I desire is within me.
Wow, yeah.
And for the first time
That's
I've
good.
done this like 4 times before. For the first time it hit me. And a couple of weeks ago we were talking about the intention setting. Everything you want, everything you desire is within you. You just have to set the intention
Yeah.
and be open to receiving it.
Well,
It is
this is
as
something
simple
big,
as
isn't it?
that. It
Let me
is.
just, I've got to say it to myself now. Everything that not that I
Desire.
need, everything that I want, everything that I desire is there within me.
Yeah.
So I just need to be intentional about discovering that or about
Yeah.
using it. Where do we
Or
go from here?
accessing it, discovering
Accessing
it,
it. Right, it's
accessing it.
there. Access it. I can't access it. Okay,
Yeah.
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 So be intentional about accessing that which is within me, which is what I desire.
Well, first of all, move the attention from outside to the inside. This
To
is
the
what the
inside. Yeah,
whole
I
of
like it.
this work
I
that we have
like
been
it.
trying to do, we have been doing, not trying, we
Yes.
have been doing it,
We have, yes.
is to turn inwards, not to look for the solutions outside of ourselves,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it exists within you already.
I
And
love it. I love it.
it will take an awful lot of time on personal development to get to this level. 4 years in, I'm still doing it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's fair enough. And I get that. And if
mhm,
something's worth having and its value, it's worth putting that time and
yeah.
effort in. Yeah.
So it's already there for us. We just need to let go and strip off all the unnecessary limitations that we put
Yes. Yeah.
on ourselves and we have been imposed upon. We
Mm-hmm.
just need
Mm-hmm.
to let go of all of that and then
Yeah.
access what's already within. And it's
Mm.
easier said than done, like I said, because there's so many distractions. We can't even be quiet with ourselves for more than 5 minutes, if that, a day.
Yeah.
There's so many things getting your attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But just what can you do to access this year? This is what we start the year with, this mantra: everything I desire is within me. How can
Mm.
I access that? Maybe sit in this question, maybe make this question the one that you really contemplate on this year. What is within me that I
Okay.
haven't yet accessed? And what
Brilliant.
else can I access? The old
Yeah.
patterns are fine and they haven't served you. There are some patterns that haven't served you, but there
Yeah.
are patterns that have served you.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and as we were saying, and I'm going to bring that around to the conclusion now, in the very beginning, we set the goals from where we are. And if you want to be in this part of, this is where we want to be, this is where we are, we
Yeah.
constantly think from where we are. And if we think
Yeah.
from where we are, we are going to stay where we are.
That's right.
You have
Yeah.
to think from the goal itself. What would I, how would I, who would I be? What would I do? And how would I feel if I already created what I wanted?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
these are
That's the
this.
secret, isn't it?
Mm,
If I've already created it, then exactly how would I be? How would I feel?
And it's
And that's
fooling your
within, isn't
brain.
it?
Yeah, fooling your brain who doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. And you're
Uh-huh.
imagining, how would I feel? What sort of things I would do? Who would I be as a person? How would I
Yeah.
show up in the world?
Wow.
What sort of
Yeah.
activities daily would I be doing?
Yeah.
I'm no longer the person who hasn't gone to the gym for 10 years, but I am a person who is prepared to move and committed to move his body and her body every day, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's where I want to be. This is how I want to feel. When I move my body, this is how I feel. You see how easy, how much easier,
Yes. Oh,
how much more
absolutely. Yeah.
achievable, and
Yeah.
how much more less
And we're
resistance.
saying, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. It's not the world drive. It's almost like we're
Yeah.
being driven around in a taxi. It's
Mm.
time to get out of the taxi and jump in our own car, isn't it? And start
Mm.
driving
Yeah. Yes,
ourselves.
exactly. And let's get the word out of our vocabulary. Try. There's no try. If I told you to pick up
Yeah.
the pen, you won't try and pick up the pen. You'll either pick it up or you won't pick it up.
Yeah,
There's
this is yeah. There's too. You're right. It's too easy, isn't it? And I've done it a lot of. I've probably said it
mm,
a lot of times just in this conversation
yeah.
today.
I'll
Try.
try and do this. Well, what
I'll
is
tr
your
Yeah.
half-hearted way of like, I won't really do it because I
Yeah, we'll
can't
give
be
it a
bothered or
go.
whatever.
We'll
Give it a
we'll
go.
kind of give it a go, see what happens. Oh, it is what it is. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Manana, who cares? But we do, we should care and we do care, and
We do
that's,
care. So
what we're
it's
talking
not
about.
about trying is almost like not giving yourself enough credit,
Okay. Yes.
denying your own power. If you
Yeah.
want something, you will make it happen. And if it
Yes.
still doesn't happen in the way that you want it to happen, that's a different matter entirely. And we spoke about
Sure.
that. That's about surrender and,
Yeah.
it's already working out still, even if it isn't the result that you want right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the key.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's
Good.
the kind of mastery we want to get to in the end. So, but yeah, so think about your old patterns. What were they all? What were they? And when you become aware of your old patterns, once you know, you can't unknow. And when they come up, you'll catch it and just say, you know what, dismiss it. I'm not getting into that trap
Yeah. No,
again.
that's good, Chile, because what you say, we don't have to sit, I might be, well, I am sitting here thinking, I'm not quite sure I can think what my old patterns are or what's worked for me and what hasn't, but it's about when it happens. You've said it. I like the expression, when it happens, you'll catch it and you can't
Mm,
unknow it then. So that's the time to do something with it, isn't it?
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to sit here and say, I had a great chat with Ian and Chulai today, and they've encouraged me to do this. And I'm sitting here now thinking, and I've been thinking for 10 minutes, and I can't get my head around any. I can't get my head around any patterns or so. I don't know. This is not working. I give
The
up. I might
word,
listen to them again in future.
the
Yeah,
operative word is pattern. So it
right,
will have been repeated several times and it
sure,
will be
yeah.
obvious to you when you actually
Yeah.
sit
So
in the
when it
question,
happens,
when you
there we
contemplate.
go. That's the pattern. This is it. Right. Now I can think about it. Right. Now, yeah, actually, no, this doesn't work for me. Oh, here's another pattern. Yes, that does work for me. So, right. Okay. So you're getting your mind now to appreciate what does and what doesn't. But
And
when it happens is a good time.
yeah, an easier way to recognize would be that, certain things like when you are especially put out of your comfort zone, what happens when what sort of behavior do you exhibit when you're out of your
Okay.
comfort zone? Do you go into
Right.
avoidance? Do you go into overdrive? Do you go into procrastination? Whatever. So just recognize it.
Brilliant.
And what is
Yeah.
it that you're trying to avoid? And what are you gaining by avoiding this? Remembering that your brain is always going to try and pull you towards comfort, even though that
Yes.
might mean that you have to work really hard because that's your
Mm,
comfort zone.
yes.
Um, it might mean that you have to rest and be present and avoid the burnout, and that means you have to rest. And if you're going to overdrive because you don't want to rest, that's you're trying to go to the comfort zone. So remember, note down what those patterns were and where in your life have you come across that, and what was the result of that.
Okay.
And knowing what has happened,
Yep.
and if your new outcome, new goal is something different to what you've achieved before, it's
Before,
obvious
yes.
that you have to change something.
Of course. Yeah, it is. That is sensible. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've get it. I get it now.
you get
It's
it. Yeah.
it's yeah, okay. So it's going to take a bit of time and it's going to, when these things come up, it's the best time to deal with it, I think is what we're
Mm.
saying. And well, it's a lot to think about at the start of the new year, but it's a great time of year to be thinking about, as people do tend to gravitate towards, New Year's resolutions and stuff.
Yeah.
We're really not. So that's the first time we've mentioned that word. Trust me to
Mm.
mention it before the end of this chat, but because it just doesn't. I mean, that's just stuff that doesn't work. I'm just saying people are talking like that. Why don't they talk a bit more like what we're talking instead?
Hmm.
And
Well, it may be that they don't know. It may be that
yeah,
it
that's
is easier
fine.
to talk about New Year resolutions because that's what everyone is talking about. And it may be
Yeah,
that for the first time they've heard this.
yeah, yeah,
And if
exactly. Yeah.
you're listening and that this is the first time anybody even brought this to your awareness,
Mm.
welcome and congratulations. And the fact that
Absolutely
you are
welcome.
listening to this and hearing this means that you are on the verge of this is the start of your transformation.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
Yeah.
starts from somewhere and
Yeah.
everybody is exactly where they need to be.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But this isn't a coincidence that you're listening to this right now. something inside of you has brought you to here, and welcome. And
Welcome. Yeah. Long may you
let's
stay with us, and long may we help you
exactly.
in your journey.
We
It's going to be
will.
exciting. It's a new
Yes.
year, and it really is exciting. And Chul, I can hear I'm building up for a end of chat message now.
Yes. And last week we've given people the chance to think about their word of the year.
Oh,
And
yes,
let's leave that
indeed.
conversation to next week, and we will reveal our words of the year and how we are committed to living into that. And then
Indeed.
I encourage everyone who is listening, if you're listening for the first time, go back and listen to last week's episode. And if you're not, it's not the first time, then think about, contemplate, and start writing down what is it that you're going to do? Who are you going to be able to meet, to be that word, be the example in that word in the first place, to live your life. Yeah.
Brilliant. Such powerful stuff. And if you are new to us, we got loads of episodes that you may have missed, well, that you will have missed if you're new. There's lots and lots of stuff. We've mentioned lots of things in this episode, and we've done whole episodes on some of those things that we've talked
Yes.
about, just in sentences today. So it's all there. Go back and enjoy it, and welcome along. We look forward to journeying more in 2024 with you and all our regular listeners. We'll talk next time, Chulai.
Thank you.